another match point.
Incredible third set here.
They changed their strategy a little bit, and they fought their way back in.
There it is, game, set, and match.
Hello and welcome to the 2025 APTA National Championships. We're live from the Philadelphia Cricket Club in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, bringing you the men's and women's national championships with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsors, Volley and Corient. Local support has been provided by the following tournament sponsors: MAPTA, the Metropolitan Area Platform Tennis Association. Our platinum level sponsors, Philadelphia Insurance Companies and Xfinity. Gold level sponsors, T. Rowe Price, BLBB Financial Advisors. To Beach and Morrow, Fathers and Sons, each 1986 National Age Group champions. Silver level sponsors, Pond Lehocky, Rothman Orthopedics, and Pure Hockey. The Royal Bank of Canada, Falcon, and Total Platform Tennis. The official ball of the National Championships has been provided by Xenon Paddle. I'm Patty Hogan, along with Lauren Mandel, bringing you semifinal action between tournament number 1 seed, two-time defending national champs, Lynn Burus and Macy Elliott, up against our number 4 seed, Allison Morgan, Charlotte Sikora. Welcome, Lauren.
Hi, Patty. What a great morning to be here with you. You can see at the top of the screen in the pink hat, Allison Morgan and her partner in the deuce court on the far side, Charlotte Sikora. And they are up against, as you said, the two-time defending national champs on the deuce side here. They're both in black, so they're both wearing black. So Macy Elliott and her partner with the pink on her sneakers, Lynn Burus. And I think we are going to have a really, really great match today, Patty. Our umpire, our chair umpire is Dave Najedlik for this semifinal match. And I have to say, even though Burus and Elliott have gotten the best of Morgan and Sikora, I think they've won the last 6 times they've played, and both times this year. From what I saw from Morgan and Sikora yesterday, this is going to be a different story.
Lauren, it's going to be really exciting because I think that Sikora and Morgan, we know they've come through the draw pretty efficiently, I would say, and they really got over that hurdle yesterday with Anika Nicolescu. It wasn't really a hurdle, but when the draw came out, we knew that quarterfinal was going to be huge.
Quarter. Yep. And they played lights out.
Yeah. So, do you want to take us through Morgan and Sikora's path here to the semis, Lauren?
Sure. So Morgan and Sikora, they started off by beating, put my glasses on, Escobedo and Nugent, and then they won against Steiner and Wilson Graves, and then, like you said, they had to play Anika and Nicolescu, and it was a 6-2, 7-5, extremely well-played match.
Yeah, and then Burus Elliott, they just look like a machine.
Yeah.
They're out there, they're winning these matches in between. I saw them out there working on their overheads yesterday. They took out Cran and Herschel in the quarters yesterday for a matchup here in the semis. They are looking really solid. I think that, they're a little bit in everybody's mind. You still have to go with the people who have won this the last 2 years. So I would say, even though we're 1 against 4, there's been a little bit of, I think, do we call it dominant play over everybody in the last 2 years? In the Nationals, obviously, undefeated, Burus and Elliott, goes without saying. And so they are huge favorites. Given that, Morgan Sikora, do they feel pressure being out here, Lauren, or are they relieved and now they're ready to go? They got through where they're expected to, to get to the semis. Now what do they do? What's their mindset that has to be different up against Burus and Elliott here today?
Well, it's interesting, right? I mean, you can get through a match like that and feel a sigh of relief and feel like now you have nothing to lose, and then you come out and sort of play flat and have a letdown. Or you can say, okay, we got to the semis, it's where we're supposed to be, and now is our chance to finally make a national final. look, I think what they did yesterday, they did such a good job. I mean, we know that Nicolescu and Anika have as many weapons as anyone, and not only did they diffuse those weapons, but Morgan did such a good job of spotting drives off the screen and low drives and just like fooling everybody. And Sikora volleyed exceptionally well. Her blitz was really on, and I think if they can do that, then they may have a different result against Burus and Elliott. I mean, look, they
best of 3 sets with tie breaks. On my right, in the deuce court, from Wilton, Connecticut, Macy Elliott. Her partner from Morris Plains, New Jersey, Lynn Burus. On my left, in the deuce court, from Chester Brook, PA, Charlotte Sikora. Her partner from Lake Bluff, Illinois, Allison Morgan. Burus Elliott won the toss and have elected to serve.
So I think you got a hint of the Kiro Macy, the Lynn and Macy have a cheering section here. I think here comes some there's a lot of hats that say Lynn and Macy, a lot of support here. It's so fun in the women's game to see some of the cheering sections that have formed and traveled to these tournaments.
Yes. Yeah, and the stands are kind of sparse right now, but it's early. As this day goes on, with all the paddle that we have, it's going to be packed. It's going to be packed at the Philadelphia Cricket Club, and it's going to be quite a day. But, as we were talking about Morgan and Sikora, of course, Elliott and Burus, they have the key. They've beaten Sikora Morgan twice this year in straight sets, and clearly they just feel like they have to just execute their normal game reasonably well, and they will be the victors in this match. So it's a matter of whether Morgan and Sikora can raise their game enough to change the outcome.
Lauren, I'm going to put you on the spot. What makes Burus and Elliott so dominant?
Well, first of all, they have tremendous athleticism and skills, right? They have no holes in their game. They are fast. They have incredible power. They volley extremely well. How do you beat them, right? What do you have to do to beat them? Lopez and Page seem to have figured out something because they've won the last 2 times they played against them, but nobody else has managed to do that. And they both have good there are no holes in their game, and they can pretty much do what everybody else does, but better.
Yeah, I think that they, it's daunting. Here you are, Morgan Sikora, and you look to the other side, and you're like, okay, what's our strategy?
Yeah.
Do we play more to Lynn Burus, or do we play more to Macy Elliott? There's no good choice, but that's platform tennis at a high level. So it's much more about, situational stuff, recognizing your execution. I think you have to start off a match like this, the semis of national, hitting a lot of high percentage shots. Just get your sea legs going in this match. Get the feel of the ball, the court. It's a beautiful overcast morning here at Chestnut Hill. At Cricket Country Club. Just beautiful. And as you can see, it's a great sign in the background that those flags are not waving more, because it was really windy here the last 2 days.
Yeah, yesterday was so windy and so sunny, it made it hard for people to play their best paddle, but this looks like prime conditions.
And you watch this warm-up. There's Burus on the near side just taking some rips from that ad court. You see Macy Elliott up there on the net. See how solid her base of support is. Super great balance on every single volley here. She's just sticking the volley. You can see she's committed to the backhand, and you just watch her vision. Just watch her look that ball into her paddle. You see how she's defending the drives here. She's not playing aggressive style volleys, Lauren. Mm-hmm. She's just kind of timing the ball into her paddle, getting a really good look, solid field, and focusing on the depth.
The depth, exactly.
Lauren, speaking about fan clubs and whatever, there's a group of Jersey gals down here. Jenna McClintock, Diane Brown, Stacy Berman, Melissa LeCaney, Karen Proscia, Pam Randazzo, Louisa Randazzo, Leslie Stitzka, Catherine Lynch, Bernadette Riley, Stacy DeMathis. They came down, rented a house just to be a part of the national championships for the last couple days. So I think you'll hear them assuming that they all got a good night of sleep, of course, and
And they're up and at 'em already.
yeah, they're probably out in the parking lot doing laps right now. They're pre-gaming. No, it's a wonderful stage Bruce Redpath and his group have put together here at the Cricket Club, Lauren. Just phenomenal, and you go everywhere you go. There's so much energy, so much fun. Just you know how fun it is, Lauren, just to catch up with everybody we've known over the years. We have, having some fun here with all the commentators, 8 of us in Philly for this weekend, and just thoroughly enjoying the action. Big shout out to Dave Charleston, who's chiming in. Can't wait for this match to get underway. And there's Charlotte Sikora, Rackets Odyssey. She's never not smiling.
Never.
They get the award for the most smiley kind of team, don't you think?
Them and
Allison and
Ellie Halbauer and Jill Jackson also. They smile a lot too.
I don't think they're smiling after yesterday.
No, no, but they do. All right, here we go. I'm ready for this match.
All right. We're in Philadelphia, fans. It could get rowdy out here. So, Lauren, we know the sport. It's a lot about the matchups. This is a great, it's kind of a great matchup for Burus and Elliott.
Yeah.
They know exactly what Morgan and Sikora are going to try to do. You see Morgan with the pink hat. You know, her style of play, she's super scrappy, really athletic, really fast. Won't overwhelm you with any strokes, but she keeps you honest and she makes you cover the entire court. They'll
tell you.
look.
Sorry, go ahead, Patty.
Oh, I was just going to say, the tendency for them is to look to set up the play and try to get the play to feed to that Charlotte Sikora two-handed backhand, or her forehand's beautiful as well. I think all I was thinking is, I feel like I would love to see Morgan surprise Burus and Elliott just a little bit, Lauren. Just go a little, get into it. But when she has an opportunity to take a rip occasionally. But I think she's really smart there. If she feels that pressure from the opposition up at the net closing in, she'll throw up another lob. What were you going to say, Lauren?
I was going to say that it's sort of exactly what you're alluding to is that yesterday, when the first set was tight against Anika Nicolescu, it was Morgan who made all the difference. She hit so many spot drives off the screen and just surprised Anika Nicolescu. She won the first set single-handedly with shots like that. And I think that's going to really be the difference here. She's going, like you said, she's going to have to surprise Elliott and Burus too. And if she can do that, maybe it'll take them out of their comfort zone a little bit.
Morgan and Sikora are a really good lobbing team, and I think you've got to be a good lobbing team to try to push Burus and Elliott back off the net and try to open up some court in front of them. I just feel like Elliott and Burus probably know every single shot that Morgan and Sikora are about to hit. I mean, that's how well these players know each other at the top. And my point is just, some surprise, the blitzes, things like that. Little chip in charge. I think they're going to need her to be successful in doing that in this match.
Agreed.
And I think they're serving. I always think serving is so big when you have the big returns from Elliott and Burus. So you see, it just got really bright here in Philly, Lauren. The sun just came out. It was total cloud cover which was a dream paddle morning. All of a sudden, the sun could become a factor.
Gabe Lopez Hayes. Lopez Hayes leads 1 game to love in the first set.
Yeah, and you see it right away that if it's going to be a long day for Morgan and Sikora if they can't get their lobs to get Burus and Elliott out of the service box. Spot.
Yeah, they certainly doing a thing. We have a injury timeout. Scored 30-15. No. Absolutely.
An injury timeout here in the early going.
Is she bleeding? Is that what happened? She cut her hand or something? 'Cause she...
Looks like that. Lynn's parents flew over the pond and then some, Lauren, to be here for the national championships. They watched Lynn win the New Jersey State Pro-Am last week, and I think they're here for a week or two enjoying the action. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Little cut. That was teamwork. See, that's the thing about Morgan Sikora. One has a cut, the other helps wrap the finger. That's how well they get along.
Score is 30-15. Love 15.
A lot of matching outfits here on the women's tour.
Love 30.
There's a better lob.
That was a really good overhead that Burus just hit. I saw Macy and Lynn yesterday working on hitting a little bit more spin on their overhead. You know, that high ball and make it into like a little bit of a cutter.
40-15.
And when you're moving to your right, that's an awesome shot to have to keep the ball down low. One of, Burus, because she's one of the taller women right on the tour, almost 6 feet tall. She tends to hit an overhead that kind of stays up a little bit. So by adding that spin, she's able to control, the height of the bounce on her hits. And the lower you hit and you make your opponent's force, hit up to you, that puts you in a much better volley position.
15-40. Game Hannes Labori. Tied 1 game all first set.
The great thing about these courts is you can listen in. You get the score of both semifinals.
Call confirmed.
Yeah, another great match on the other court. Hannah Sabori and Lopez Page.
Love 15.
It'll be interesting to see with Burus and Elliott, how they handle the overheads today, Lauren. It's been disproportionately way in the favor of Burus hitting a lot of the overheads as a team. They choose to get her in the left position a lot. So I'll be curious if we see a little bit more of mixing in Macy Elliott more, handling some of the overheads. I personally love it because I love her spin variety.
Yeah. And when Burus is on the left, as we saw several points ago, key for Morgan and Sikora will be if she comes all the way behind Elliott to hit that overhead, can they exploit going over her left shoulder, getting a weak reply? That'll be a big play.
Really good overhead. She had
Advantage, Burus.
recognized that she had that nick available and just, the nick is right when you hit the corner. of the side back screen, and the ball will come out, unpredictably at times, and too much right there for Morgan to catch up to.
There it is again.
Kind of exactly what we expected in the first game, Lauren. No one wants to miss. No one's willing to miss.
No, and a really good level for the first game. Sikora has to be careful coming in behind those sort of half-pace drives.
30-40.
Burus does such a good job of cutting them off. That's a great play.
Wow. What a phenomenal point from Morgan and Sikora right there.
Scores deuce.
See how well Morgan spots that, places it exactly where she wants, and then hits the volley the opposite way.
So that's how you win a point against Burus and Elliott.
Yeah.
You make 9 phenomenal saves in the point, and they just blitz and
Right.
come up with a winner. Phenomenal.
There you go.
combination.
There, Patty, you figured it out.
Okay. It took us all year to figure it out. And in that point, you saw where Sikora and Morgan, had switched on the baseline, kind of put a little bit of a different look to the eyes of Burus and Elliott there. You'll see a lot of the top teams switch back and forth on the baseline just to create a different look, or just to change the tempo ever so slightly.
Love 15.
Like I say, you have to make 8 great saves. Oh my gosh, that was a great overhead. Burus just hit.
She has really spotted her overheads perfectly in this first game.
Advantage, Burus.
Well, I loved it because she had her paddle up high early. She has a high point of contact generally on her overheads, but she had it up there and waited, saw a little bit of movement from Sikora, and snuck it in her corner and got the winner. So she waited a little bit longer than she usually does.
Game, Burus Elliott. Burus Elliott lead. 1 game to love. First set.
Lauren, I know you're a history buff. How many years has the APTA hosted the national championships?
90.
Nice. Who won the first
don't
women's
know.
nationals?
I don't know. Now you've exhausted my knowledge, so you tell me.
Mrs. Henry Eaton and Mrs. Percival Feller. They beat Mrs. Hampton and Mrs. Rockefeller.
40-15.
I think
Sounds
they
right-
wore
sounds about
they wore
right.
fur, right?
No, my favorite history from this weekend, that in addition to this Philadelphia Cricket Club being here since 1854, that it had 5 fires in the first 50 years. Like, who would think to keep rebuilding? It's incredible.
Yes. There are 11 sports played here if you're lucky enough to be a member at Philly Cricket. Just an amazing campus.
Hard to believe that was just the first game.
I know. Hey, quick shout out to David Dodge, Total Platform Tennis, helped put up the stadium court. It's a thing of beauty, great grandstands. They did an exceptional job here at the Nationals. So this, I just think the serving from Morgan Sikora, they gotta be able to control the net, Lauren. I think if they serve and they don't get a lot of depth on their serves, and you know, the transition occurs as a result on a ball going through from a return from either Burus or Elliott. I think that would make a very tough match for Morgan and Sikora to come out with the win.
I just missed it.
Just by a tiny bit.
Love 15.
Again, second ball in a row. You know, just drilled through the middle on a return.
3 games to 1 in the first set.
And Lauren, why tactically would Morgan and Sikora let those first two returns go through the middle? Why wouldn't they try to stick their paddles out and make a play on it?
I mean, they're just going to hit they're just going to hit a volley that's a not good volley. They'd rather go back and get themselves in the point than hit a poor volley or miss the volley. You see,
A lot of
poor
pressure.
close.
I love it. Everybody wants to hit every ball, Lauren.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's both of these teams, you know, their games are based on movement, and they do a really good job of covering each other.
See, Morgan's working to try to hit a little bit more of a slider on that overhead. Just that ball floated a little out on her. Like we said, a little bit of wind. We've seen, you know, a chunk of misses this weekend. A little bit of the wind here kind of takes some of those field shots. Makes it a little tougher to get the perfect touch.
30-15.
Learn what strikes me in the early going. Just watch the footwork here. All four women moving like every single, whether they're hitting the ball or not. No one's stationary. Everyone is just continuing to keep their feet active so they're ready to pounce when they get the opportunity.
15-40.
Wow, another rip.
Game, Burus, Elliott. They lead 2 games to love. First set.
Lauren, I think that hurts.
Yeah. Well, that little screen drive there at the end off the return was the kind of shot that Morgan was making yesterday, and she's going to have to find that shot today.
How good a front-running team are Burus and Elliott?
They're scary.
Yeah. You know, and what does it do to the confidence of Burus and Elliott to get that early break on that from that game? And for Morgan, it's almost worth like 3 psychological games.
Page lead 4 games to 1 in the first set.
Got the update from the other semi. Number 2 seeds Hanish and Zabori down 1-4 to the number 3 seed team, Lopez and Page.
Love.
Just what's just struck me so far about this match is the high level. I mean, there's no one's making. Oh, of course, I was going to say there's no errors in the first 3 shots. Like nobody's making quick errors. Every point is being won.
15-30.
Let's see, Elliott go to that push serve that she uses. She has 2 serves, a big serve and a push serve, and they're both effective in their own way.
Yep, and it's kind of what she's feeling. She's a
Right.
situational server. She'll adjust depending on the circumstances.
And if she's not feeling
15,
comfortable with the big
40.
serve, she knows she can get that push serve in, and that's a great thing to do, right? You gotta find a way to get the ball in the box.
All right, so 2 break points.
That landed in, surprise Sikora.
Wow. Yeah.
30.
She was praying
40.
it was going out.
It was.
It's not Sunday, it's only Saturday. It doesn't work.
15 love. Love.
All right, we got to get some deeper lobs out of Morgan Sikora here,
Right.
Lauren. Yeah.
That's all I keep thinking is, I mean, why do you don't want to give Burus that many chances? She's been hitting just great overheads into the nick.
30-15.
And that's the thing, Lauren. We talk about, we see a lot of players club level who won't use the screens as much as these high-level players. And I think the thing is, I love letting the ball go to the screens because I always felt that I could get the same shot over and over, so I could consistently hit the ball,
Burus deuce.
and get a consistently high type of lob, where I think they've got to air it out a little bit against Burus and Elliott. I mean, they have to apply pressure, take advantage of their opportunities, but they have to lob well.
Good 1-2 punch there from Sikora. Big return
Morgan.
and then the little dropping volley.
Yeah, beautiful two-handed rip right there.
Okay, on the board.
Hey, Morgan Sikora. Burus Elliott lead 2-1. First set.
Patty, one of our local sponsors, Ponley Hockey, with over 80 years of workman's comp experience in Pennsylvania, 20,000 plus successful cases, and over 1 billion recovered for our clients. Ponley Hockey Giordano is the workers' compensation firm you want fighting for you.
Yeah, so 2-1 lead for Burus Elliott. We had a heck of a paddle season on the APTA Tour, Lauren. It started off with Morgan Sikora winning the first event of the season for their first win of 2. That was at Montclair. There's nothing Morgan and Sikora would like better than to win the last tournament of the season.
Yes, that would be very symmetrical of them.
They are kind of a symmetrical type of team now that you say that.
But in all seriousness, that was a huge, huge game for them to break and get on the board. 2-1 feels way different than 3-love.
Yep.
Foot fault. A lot
And
of
being
foot
able
fault.
and being able to get the break back immediately.
15.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. If you have a 3-1, Burus Elliott lead, and a break, and you don't get it back right there, mentally that it will impact a lot of what's going to happen next.
15 all.
Looks like Elliott was looking right into the sun. Beautiful touch overhead, force the error. So you see when Morgan hits the overheads, she's the shorter of the two players. She'll use some of those off-speed, little roller type of overheads. Very effective, a deep pusher. She can push that overhead, place it anywhere she wants, you know, right inside the baseline consistently. Sikora had enough of that. She initiated the switch right there.
My turn.
Yep.
What I like about watching Morgan and Sikora at the net, one of the things is you'll see when they see that they're in position for lobs here, but when their opponent, they hit a short ball and their opponent goes to drive, they do such a good job of closing that net off. There's nowhere to drive.
30-15.
You know, like
40-15.
kind of a little momentum swing here. Ever so little, but you can kind of feel it for Morgan and Sikora.
Okay, we're all
Hey,
even.
Morgan, Sikora. We're tied at 2 games all. First set.
Kind of 3 errors from Macy Elliott in that game, Lauren. Like, all of a sudden, their energy feels a little bit down. Morgan Sikora's energy feels a little bit up.
Okay, the first game that Burus served was an epic game that Burus and Elliott won. That's where we're back to.
Love.
I mean, the other advantage for Elliott and Burus about hitting those deep, soft overheads like that is Morgan needs a little pace to hit that little screen drive.
Lopez paid lead 5 games to 2 in the first set. All.
Lauren, you watch this and I'm just floored. How good are these 4 women? I mean, they are the cream of the crop in our sport. And Burus Elliott, as we have said many times, 2-time national champs. 5 tour wins on the APTA circuit this year, the the most of any women's team.
No, they've really been, dominant until Lopez and Page beat them the last 2 tournaments. I mean, they've really been unbeatable. And they've forced the other top teams to pick up their game. I mean, if you want to compete with them, you have to take your game to another level.
That was weird.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, your point, that's game Burus, Elliott.
Who calls that, by the way?
Yeah. What?
Who calls that?
Well, you guys, anybody can call, but you guys.
All right, it's, yeah.
Did you follow that, Lauren?
Game Burus,
No.
Elliott.
Okay.
Burus, Elliott lead 3 games to 2.
Another paddle season. Oh, sorry, Patty. I was just going to tell you about volley.
Oh, I'm so excited. I wanted to hear this.
Another paddle season is wrapped. Did your PTI improve? If not, it's time to train smarter with volley. This season, volley players at all levels improved their PTI by 2 points or more using AI-powered drills, around-the-clock availability, and real-time feedback. Thousands have leveled up their game, and now it's your turn. Try volley for free this offseason and see for yourself.
Yeah, volley's done a wonderful job. Enhance everybody's learning experiences. If you haven't seen it yet, I mean, go to volley.com. It's a very cool tool for improvement. And if it lowers your PTI, why not? You don't need 3 other people. Go out there, work on your game. Lauren, you know how good these women are. These women are so good. For those of you out there listening, these are all 4 top teaching pros around the country. We have Lynn Burus, who's out of Plainfield Country Club, Allison Morgan, Birchwood, Charlotte Sikora, Racket Odyssey, and Macy Elliott, Rolling Hills Country Club. Is that in Wilton, Connecticut?
Yes, and we cover a good bit of geography, too. Connecticut, New Jersey, Chicago, Pennsylvania.
15, love.
Yeah, these are for the top talented. I mean, there's so much talent in the women's game, and these guys are awesome examples of it. And as we've said, Burus Elliott, 2-time national champion. Morgan has had a lot of success. She's got national titles with her husband Adam in the husband-wife Nats. They won in 2016. They also won it in 2017.
Love.
Lopez Page lead 1 set to love. 6 games to 2.
Would you call that an upset if Lopez Page went over there?
I would not. I think they have such amazing momentum as a team right now, and they seem to be peaking at exactly the right time.
Agreed.
Yeah, they have so many offensive tools. They're probably the fastest team on tour. I would call them almost one of the most consistent in their ability, their consistency and the ability to apply pressure from both forehand, backhand, anywhere on the baseline. I mean, Taya Page, just the emergence of her, she's become one of the top players in the game. We already knew B. Lopez was there, and they have formed a great combination.
Morgan, Sikora,
Boy, do they pack
you're
a
tied
punch
at
on
3
those
games
drives.
all.
They are some heavy
First
hitters.
set.
Yeah, they're relentless. Okay, love that combination. And that was the ultimate teamwork right there. Okay, Lauren, so we're at 3-all after 6 games. This is phenomenal for Morgan and Sikora.
Yep.
#15, Love. #30, Love. #15, Love.
Lauren, for those of everybody
40,
watching this, enjoying the
Love.
stream, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat room. Questions, observations, only nice ones.
I'm glad I didn't say it. I was just
40,
about to say
15.
Macy Elliott has to feel good about having a nice, easy service game after her first one, which was kind of shaky.
Yeah, you're right. But that's that big serve she's gone with, and she's, developed a lot of consistency with it. And it's kind of fun to watch her go back and forth, and it depends on her nerves or really the situation which serve she'll pull out. Morgan and Sikora, Lauren, they have a perfect
30.
tactical approach in this match against Burus Elliott, in my opinion.
You saw right there, right? I mean, they got Burus all the way behind Elliott, and then she had to reach for that volley. And then, Elliott misses the serve, and we're back at deuce from 40 love.
Score is deuce.
And the thing about Morgan, Sikora, both of these teams, they're going to battle here. They fight for every point, both of these teams. And I think in order to compete with the best and be considered the best, you've just always got to throw in the kitchen sink. You have to try every different tactic until something sticks. And if, you have a tactic that's a great tactic that worked, against them last time in a match, but it's not effective today, then be ready to adjust. And I always think the teams who make those final adjustments emerge victorious all the time. Some of the matches we've seen earlier, Lauren, we turned the match on after a couple games. You just saw, oh my gosh, one team is so much stronger than the other team. We're at this level, it's the greatest athletes, best racket skills, and just best competitors as well.
Advantage, Elliott.
Such good recognition from Sikora to come in on that.
Score is deuce. Advantage, Elliott.
Oh, got her that time with the same shot she missed before.
Score is deuce.
Deuce.
Advantage, Morgan.
Like that off-speed ball, you know, Morgan just drove it off the back screen just to keep Burus honest. She's got to pull her in and back her up and try to continue to create those spaces. As you can see, when she brings it, she doesn't bring a ton of heat. She really, her focal point and where she's great is she can spot those drives and spot those lobs.
And she can surprise you and keep the ball low.
Deuce.
Right, I mean, that's important to note, right? I mean, look, Sikora has a lot of firepower, but she missed it. So back from 40 love, but Morgan and Sikora aren't looking to win this match with power. They're looking to win it by keeping their opponents off balance.
First set.
BLBB Advisors is a wealth advisory firm founded in Chestnut Hill that has proudly served generations of individuals, families, endowments, and business owners in our community. For more than 6 decades, they have been dedicated to providing strategic fiduciary guidance and personalized investment planning using its Plan, Invest, Succeed process.
Lauren, so amazing, you know, stretch the last 3 games. Morgan Sikora with lead 4-3 in the semifinals of our national championships. We're at the Cricket Club, Chestnut Hill. I'm Patty Hogan with Lauren Mandel. Watching the action. What a marvelous moment in this match for Morgan and Sikora, Lauren. I believe. Do you believe?
I do. I believe after I watched them beat Anika and Nicolescu yesterday, they just look like a different level from what I've seen from them before. And their ability to create confusion on Nicolescu and Anika's part and to take over the net with the blitz was just, like I said, at a different level than I'd seen for them.
I thought it was going to come down to serving and the serving of Sikora and Morgan, where ironically Burus and Elliott have not been super strong as a serving team in this match so far. With Elliott's been broken twice.
15 all.
Game, Hanish Sabori. Hanish Sabori lead 1 game to love in the second set. Lopez Cage won the first set, 6 games to 2.
30-15.
Ooh.
A great cover. you'll see as a tactic some players who lob short on purpose to force their opponents to hit a different kind of overhead. I still think both teams need to open up the court a little bit with some more thoughtful. I need some deep high lobs. That's what I need. I got to see them consistently back Morgan and Sikora up here beyond that service line.
40-15.
Wow, wow, wow. This is an amazing moment for Morgan and Sikora. Up 4-3, 2 game points early in the match.
Game, Morgan Sikora.
Love.
Morgan Sikora lead 5-3. First set.
So, Lauren, 3 games in a row against Burus and Elliott. Have you seen that once this season?
I don't think so. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe?
Maybe. I think.
I haven't seen them lose 3 straight games that I can remember.
Lopez and Page a couple times had them, but look, this is what happens in the big matches. It comes down to little things, and right now, I think you're right. I think Burus and Elliott look a little bit flat. They have to find a spark.
Yeah, they've gotten just a few more mistakes out of Elliott here than we're used to seeing.
And in a match like this that's being played at such a high level, everybody's going to make a few errors. You just have to, you have to ride yours out and try to minimize them and know that your opponents are going to make them as well. Great volley.
All.
Whoops. I thought Sikora might fall down there.
Guys, hold on. Hey, Charlotte, you got a thing here blowing around. Love.
Love that preparation from Sikora in the deuce court. You just see her open her paddle face, get her paddle low, waits for that ball to drop, and just can hit lob after lob effortlessly out of that deuce court.
We haven't seen in this match any of those big, heavy rollers from Burus and Elliott. Do you think that's because Morgan and Sikora are so quick and handle them so well?
I do. I think they're a real tough team for that tactic. It's so effective against a lot of the teams, but the quickness of Morgan and Sikora can offset a lot of those rollers. I still think that they should clock them and open up the court and create a little bit more of a scramble type of situation. Because I feel like this tempo of this match, don't you think, obviously it's favoring Morgan Sikora big time?
Absolutely. And I agree. Well, there we go. even though Morgan and Sikora are very, very good at handling the rollers. It's just another luck to give them.
Sikora, Morgan got caught there and just couldn't come up with that play.
30-15.
Love.
Hey, Lauren, did I tell you what an amazing job Bruce Redpath has done this weekend? Heading up, he's the leader behind, he's the man behind the machine. And he's no fool. He got about 60 of the greatest volunteers I've ever seen. Was super effective in his fundraising efforts, and as a result, the championships hosted by the Cricket Club, just outstanding, just spectacular at every turn. Kudos to Bruce Redpath and all of his volunteers.
It is such a big undertaking. Whoa.
Wow. Hey, you know, everything's got to go your way. Everything's going away your way. And it's so funny, just a little let cord. And Morgan Sikora. Oh, my Lord, they're in a dream spot here in the semifinals right now, Lauren. They got to be downright giddy, I think.
I don't
You
think
know?
they're giddy. I think they're
Well-
focused on getting the next 2 points.
Oh, I know they are.
They're still a long way from this first set.
30-15.
You mean you don't get giddy? You didn't get giddy when you went up 5-3, because I did. Real good roller. Sikora just kind of got wedged in that corner.
40,
Nowhere to go.
30.
Awesome overhead right there. Totally handcuffed her. Great hands from Morgan. Lauren just kept her paddle in the right spot open and just popped that ball up. They are digging.
They are. They're surviving this point.
40-30.
And we joked about it earlier. They figured out you just have to make 8 great saves in every point to have a chance to
Right.
win a point. And then when
hit.
an opening presents itself, right? Execute.
Yep. And then, make a great blitz.
That's right.
Let's see how this goes.
Oh,
okay.
what a-
Yep.
And see, that's that
the
wonderful.
shot. That's
yes.
the shot. The difference maker.
Burus deuce.
Yep, and that's where, paddle players come in all shape and sizes. Some hit the ball hard, some don't hit the ball as hard. Doesn't matter. Both can be really effective.
She loves to take that ball on high and hit down, and you saw what a difficult volley that is to have to hit up on there. Good drive by Sikora, but not sure why
Advantage,
Burus missed that
Morgan.
volley. She was right on top of it. And we have set point, Patty.
Wow.
Advantage, Hannes Sabori.
I think Charlotte liked the shot she got.
Scores deuce.
A little tight on that side screen. Couldn't quite pull it off. That's Lynn Burris. Getting ready. Serve. Macy's her partner in the bright pink. See Tomas Christian, Carol Uriton in the background enjoying the action. It's the who's who of the paddle world out here in Philadelphia, Lauren.
If not now, when? Oh,
Game, Hannes Sabori. Hannes Sabori leads.
Advantage,
6-1, second set.
Burris.
Lopez Page won the first set, 6-2.
Saw Burus wind up there a little bit more in that overhead. Kind of involved her legs much more. Love to see her do that more often.
Love 15. Love 30.
Right.
Burus, Elliott, Morgan, Sikora lead 5 games to 4. First set.
You know,
Great.
I was mentioning earlier, Lauren, how like all the players were sort of so active with their footwork, and then like on that shot, Sikora just seemed flat-footed on that shot and couldn't pull it off. It's so important to keep moving those feet, or change your sneakers. Maybe that's what Lynn Burus has to do.
30 off.
She might have a blister or something. So Morgan Sikora still with the lead, 5-4, first set, semifinals, national championship. The winner will play in a couple hours against the winner of the Lopez-Page Hanish-Zabori match.
Yeah, Morgan Sikora had a set point there at 5-3. Now they're going to have to see if they can win it on Allison Morgan's serve.
I mean, I expect to see those attacking type of returns that, you know, Burus and Elliott started this match. Elliott Gates just firing away against the Morgan serve. So I think we're going to see some aggression possibly on these return of serves.
Yeah, I mean, the last game Morgan served, they missed a couple, Burus and Elliott. So I look for them to clean that up this game. Unusual for them.
And you see Sikora had,
15
could do anything
love.
with that overhead, but she let that ball drop, and the longer she waited to hit that ball, letting it drop lower, then she's able to hit a much more, off-speed, low-bouncing ball, and got the volley error out of that from Elliott. The earlier you hit, the harder you hit, sometimes you make it easier for your opponent to return the next shot.
Love 15.
So, they're staying away from the Burus forehand for the most part. Working it over there into that ad court toward her backhand as much as possible. Good play from Elliott there, trail the play and just pop that lob up. The ball flew past Burus, no problem. Macy Elliott was waiting there for it.
15 all.
It's a switch at the net. Good movement on the lobs from Burus. Oh.
And that's it. That's that bread and butter, that little off-speed backhand shot. Just didn't make it right there.
You saw how far over Burus came to take that forehand. She was in the middle of the box on the deuce side.
Yeah, Morgan had a lot of court, just didn't get it.
15-30.
Yeah, you saw how LA just kept moving forward, and just picked off Charlotte up there. She was a sitting duck at that moment.
30 all.
Game, Hanish Zabori. Hanish Zabori leads 3 games to 2 in the second set.
Gigantic point
Lopez
right
Page
here.
won the first set, 6
Wow.
games to 2.
Two
Good
missed
serve.
returns down 15-30. Two missed returns. How happy are you as the server?
Oh, my Lord. What a relief. Set point
Right?
number 2 for Morgan and Sikora.
Oh, went in.
Oh, Charlotte was feeling it and came a little too far there.
Yeah, and I almost feel like at the
Deuce.
last moment she realized she came a little too far and didn't really commit to that shot.
Love 15.
Love the down the line tester on that return to serve. Took advantage of that short serve that wasn't hit super hard and just broke down Sikora's volley.
Advantage, Burus.
Off.
Another perfect lob.
Really good point, and we just it just feels like the tempo just favors Morgan Sikora here a tiny bit.
You can feel what a big point this is.
Scores deuce.
Deuce. Yeah. Didn't get me.
Got her again. Same return.
Advantage, Burus.
You see Sikora just dumping a whole bunch of overheads down the middle, and that's a total safe spot against Burus and Elliott, Lauren. All they're doing is they just come over and throw up another lob, throw up another lob.
Yeah, you just don't want to hit a short one there.
Elliott and Burus showing a ton of patience in this moment here. All right, you kind of feel like Burus is getting ready to unload, don't you, Lauren?
Yes, yes.
You see her
yes.
paddle turned in her hand
Yeah.
right now. She's moved her grip over, just in case she gets a forehand look. She might not, and then she'll just throw up another lob off her backhand. But you'll see her at times turn that paddle getting ready to unleash a forehand. Right here, she's looking for it. She didn't get it. Sikora's not going to give her that shot. You know, she knew exactly what Burus wanted. You know, no matter how much the game speeds up, it always slows down at the critical moments, Lauren. Even
Oh, here
slower.
comes the blitz.
Yep.
Good job getting out of the way, Burus.
You'd like to see Elliott and Burus move their lobs a little bit more. Sikora and Morgan are doing a great job communicating early and
Oh, here
effortlessly
comes.
defending them.
Got it.
Allison had to close. She kind of on her heels there. The ball went wide.
Burus,
Huge
Elliott.
point.
We are tied at 5 games all. First set.
Well, 2 set points later, and yeah, a
Elliott
great
serve.
run by Morgan and Sikora, but we're all tied up, and this first set is dead even. Burus and Elliott just
Advantage,
did a
Lopez,
great job of just closing it down on those set points and not giving anything.
Hey, Lauren, you know what I think about when it's 5-all and I've watched a million lobs? I think about Hall of Famer Bobo Delaney. I was thinking about her. And just like magic, she appeared here. Welcome, Bobo.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Bobo.
Hi, Lauren.
That was quite an intro you got.
Yes, well, Patty and I go way back. It's great to be here.
There's never a lob we didn't want to hit, Bobo.
Yeah, big part of the game.
So, Bobo, thank you. You were scouting out the other semifinal. Paige and Lopez won that first set, we heard. Dominant play again. They've matched up really well, but Floor and Honor coming back
Yes.
in the second.
Yeah, the pace was pretty intense. Really good match, and I think Sabori and Anish were slowing it down and bringing it back.
Yeah, this is interesting. We talk about tempo, Bobo, and pace of play here. Just feels like vintage Morgan Sikora. This match is going exactly
Absolutely.
how they want it.
Yeah, it's definitely a different tempo than the other match. This is slower and more deliberate, very patient, and I agree. It's playing into Sikora and Morgan's style.
So, Bubba, where were you on this day in history in 1989? We're on the historic oldest country club in the United States. Where were you in this day in history in 1989?
I was at Fox Meadow, the birthplace of platform tennis.
Were you winning your national title that day?
Long, many moons ago.
Many, many moons
Yes.
ago.
There's old school paddle, and it was a wonderful day.
You played with Sarah Krieger. You guys were had a national title in the juniors. Did you play in the juniors, get a national title, Bubba? I know you got one with
Oh, yes.
the infamous Lynn Kafer.
Lynn Kafer, Sarah Krieger, absolutely. A lot of years on the court, and it's still a beautiful sport, and I love to play it and watch it and teach it.
No, it's great. And how fun is it to come to Philly, Bobo, see all our old pals?
It's awesome. They're doing a wonderful job here on all aspects, fronts of the event.
True or false, Bobo? You've played in 106 straight nationals?
Could be. I really would like to. I'd really like to
False.
get the charts on that,
I'm calling
the
false.
stats.
False? Lauren's going false. Okay, Lauren.
I'm going to really go out on a limb and say false.
Well, it feels like 106.
yeah, maybe.
How about that?
No, great
Especially
player.
yesterday.
Great player. So we'll turn back to the action here, Bobo.
Yeah.
All right, Lauren.
Couldn't
Lauren,
be any
who's feeling
tighter.
it? Yeah. Lauren, who's feeling it right now? What do you think?
I think that Burus and Elliott feel like they've gotten a new life, right? They saved 2 set points, and they were down 5-3. But I think everybody's just being really careful. Deliberate.
No one wants to miss.
I think Morgan and Sikora have to, make this more about movement again. You know, look for that. Look like there. Look for the blitz off the lob or off the low slider that Morgan hits. You know, look to make something happen because it's not going to be enough to just hit 10,000 balls back.
Right. They've got to do the dashing, the darting. They've
Yeah.
got to create havoc. And they do that with their footwork.
It's amazing, the footwork on all these players. They are quick. They're staying tight with each other. They know where they are. They never stop moving. They shadow each other. It's amazing. And I do think, like Allison, like her tempo, she just controls it. She hits it soft. She tries to set it up for Charlotte's backhand. And I think they're doing good being patient.
Yeah, they're doing really well here.
You get such a good view from this angle of how precise everyone is with their overheads. They're hitting them exactly into the nick almost every time.
I was just outside watching, and it's definitely a slower tempo than the other semifinal. They're just taking their time with their overheads. They're not really crushing them. You know, they're hitting some rollers and some pace every so often, but it's a slow tempo, and that's just making it go longer and longer, and it's just going to come down to that mental toughness.
Yeah, we were saying, Bobo, that Burus and Elliott are not hitting the big rollers at all as often as they usually do, probably because Morgan and Sikora love that. They use that to their advantage. It creates havoc. They can, use the pace to get to the advantage. So that play is not in play.
Right. And it was, there it was. Just kind of long points, and you get a little tired, a little soft. Got to stay low on that volley.
Anything hard off the screen, Allison Morgan's eyes get wide. She loves that pace off the screen.
It's just interesting because Morgan, she just has a really slow kind of sinker, and it kind of surprises you. You just get a little loose on the volley, and then Charlotte hits with the pace.
Yep.
Yeah.
She lulls
It's a
you in a
different-
sense.
Exactly.
And, she does it. We've been talking about it throughout the set, Bobo, how she can she recognizes where the players are. She's, really aware, as well as any player out there in the women's game, where her opponents are at all times. And because she hits off speed, she can really change her plan on a dime at the last second.
Yeah.
And create the movement in her opponents. See, that's good movement from Charlotte. Sikora got all the way over there in that deuce court. She's gotten a couple of looks there.
Top of the
And
net.
it just seems with Sikora and her execution, it's so dependent on really good footwork. She's got the bounce. She knows it.
Many moons ago, I played a tournament with Allison Morgan when she was like 8 months pregnant. And I was still calling you.
She's so quick and moves so beautifully.
Amazing.
Who was faster, Allison at 8 months or you, Bobo?
Allison at 8 months. That's why I used the you. And she was lovely to play with. Great competitor. I think it's so interesting how the pros play. There's always usually one person who's more the overhead person, like
Yeah,
in
always
this case,
the player to
Burus.
the left. You
Yes.
see Burus throughout the match. We see both teams. They have all the top teams have the plan. We talk about it all throughout the season, and they're not leaving it to doubt. Where so much club level play, it's a pick 'em. Whoever wants to hit the ball, okay, I'll hit the ball. It's not a plan. Where
Exactly.
the top players in the game on the men's and women's, they have a plan. There's
Right.
no last second decision making. It's crystal clear, and I think it's helped because the woman in pink, Macy Elliott, you can see the moment she knows she's not hitting the ball, she just moves to her right.
Yes.
And that gives more time to Burus and more space, which allows for more variety of overhead as well.
Yes, I agree. It's so important to get out of the way of your partner when she's hitting that overhead, because then she has the freedom to do what she wants and not be worried about, your partner being in the way. But it's clear, like you said, who's going to be in charge of on the left. And I think, like you said, club players, they often feel like, oh, why can't I be that person? And it's more about how are you going to be effectively to win your matches. The other thing, I know you talk about it all the time, is the communication factor of how much they're saying yours and mine, and help and being aware of what's going on every shot is crucial to your game and getting better in this sport.
Yeah, you see Burr, she's zeroed in from the start of that match, has hit some really good overhead. She's got that high contact point.
Burus, Elliott. They
She's
lead
tall.
6 games
She's
to
very
5.
tall.
Yeah, she's got the
First
highest
set.
contact point. The way
Yeah.
she hits her overhead,
Yeah.
she generally doesn't let the ball get to her. You see her kind of
Yeah.
going forward, hitting the overhead. She leaves herself slightly vulnerable on the next ball, but for her, that's how she can be super effective when she hits it.
Right, and she knows she's going to hit the right ball, that she won't get exposed.
And she knows Macy Elliott's her partner, and she'll cover behind her. So Burris and Elliott, Lauren here, 6-5, first set, semifinals of the not the Junior Nationals, the Open National Championships. That's what
And
I was
that-
thinking, Bobo, when I looked at you at Junior Nats as well.
You just had that event, right? It went really well.
We had a great event last weekend, hosted out of Canoe Brook.
How many kids total?
We had over 150 kids, 21 from Toronto.
Wow,
Really great.
that's impressive.
All right, Charlotte Sikora to serve, try to get us to a tiebreaker here in the first set.
Okay, Burus and Elliott have won 3 games in a row. Let's see if Morgan and Sikora can now make them go to a tiebreaker.
Wow.
Good shot.
Pretty
Love 15.
crazy pickup there. What a volley. Again, that's Charlotte Sikora serving. And that's Lynn Burris hitting that return out of the ad court. Macy Elliott's over there in the pink top. And Allison Morgan near right with the pink and white hat.
40-15. Tied 4 games all in the second set.
So we're right back to where we began. Burris and Elliott throwing up a ton of lobs. Charlotte Sikora handling most of the overheads here. Dressed in all black, the taller of the two players.
But even though Sikora hits, 80% of the overheads, they call every ball. They don't want any confusion. Every ball is me or you.
You know, I was just thinking, when is Burus going to crack a forehand? That looked like an indecisive crack.
It was a
I would
half
say.
crack. That was a
It was
half crack.
It was half crack. Yeah. But I feel like she needs to bring that shot into here because it would totally take away the tactic Morgan Sikora of just being able to dump
Yeah,
the ball up
dump
the
it.
middle.
Yep, yep.
I would, they could change the tempo of play by, having the willingness to take that shot.
Although, I think they probably feel like they've won the last 3 games.
Right, exactly. Now that's Allison Morgan taking her turn, hitting a lot of the overheads.
There's the ball you'd like Burus to hit.
I think so.
Or at least, occasionally.
So you can see the player to the right. She's the one responsible for more of the volleys. We call her the volley queen. I do when I teach.
Oh, she missed it.
Oh, person handling more of the overheads. Overhead queen. Easy enough.
30.
Bober, you are one of the best volley queens I've ever seen play this sport. Mixed national title after title after title, women's national title. It's why you're in the Hall of Fame. No one got a drive by you, men or women.
Thank you. I love to volley. Got to stay low.
30.
Let that ball present.
How's this for a big point?
Yeah. Another rip up the line. Elliott did that a couple games ago on a really big return, Lauren.
Yeah,
And
and she
I
got
kinda-
Sikora a couple times. That Morgan was able to get out of the way. But you got to keep your opponents honest by going down the line on the return.
You got it.
30, 40.
So, Lauren, we started about 20 of 9.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lengthy first set, to say the least. The other semifinals, 4 all in the second set already. And Boba said it. She was watching for us out there and came in, and just dramatic different tempo in these 2 semifinal matches.
Lopez, Page.
Well, Lopez and Page are going to have a chance to serve for the match now.
In the second set. Lopez, Page won the first set 6 games to 2.
Boba, the other thing that you were phenomenal at in your Hall of Fame career is playing the screens. And you used to fascinate me because we'd play you maybe the 5th match in a tournament. You get out there at 4:30 in the afternoon. I'd be playing against you and say, "Can you give me some
30,
screens?" And I'm like,
40.
"Bubba, you haven't missed a screen since birth. Why do you need to practice another one?" The last thing I wanted to do is feed you screens.
The screens are your friends. Yeah, it's a great part of the game.
So a set point here.
Well, it's
Bruce
close.
Elliott. Yeah.
Oops, a little confusion there.
Yeah, great lob. And that's the thing. Allison Morgan knows how to scramble.
Oh. Good bail.
Yeah, wisely, they knew they were dead in the water there. They both dropped back, just played that ball off that back screen.
It is amazing the transitions that they just let it happen. They let the ball go through. They don't panic.
Right, calm.
Very calm. That's one of my
And it-
favorite words.
Wow.
Wow.
Game, set. Burus, Elliott.
That's got to be really demoralizing for Morgan Sikora, who played a great set, had 2 set points, and now have to start from the beginning.
Yes, we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by Joho.
At Volley, we build tools to unlock your potential. The new Volley PTI feature breaks down your game like never before. Ever wondered, which partner has impacted my PTI the most? What's our win percentage as the favorite or underdog? Do I perform differently in 2 or 3 set matches? Now, it's all at your fingertips. The PTI tool is free to everyone. Download the Volley app today and level up your game. We'll see you on the court.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
You know you have an account with Philadelphia. A, they're covered properly. You know, the policy is second to none. And B, you're gonna have no service issues, whether it's inspections, claims, billing, whatever the problem may be, they're on top of it.
I love working with Philadelphia insurance companies. It's easy doing business with them. They make us look good.
It's a cultural thing with Philadelphia. Everybody is there for you.
All right, how do we stream all of these games?
Well, we engineered a fast, reliable Xfinity internet.
So you never miss a moment while streaming live sports.
Isn't that the best part about working here?
No, it's the uniform.
Actually, Mr. Jalen, I do feel a little self-conscious.
Yeah, and I feel ridiculous.
I mostly feel cold.
Meeting over.
It's fine.
Try to make y'all look fresh. They don't get it.
Score the ultimate sports streaming experience with Xfinity Sports and News TV. Save more than $150 a year over YouTube TV.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the 2025 Men's and Women's National Championships in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with women's semifinal action between our tournament number one seed and two-time defending national champ Lynn Burus and Macy Elliott, who have won the set 7-5 over Allison Morgan and Charlotte Sikora. I'm Patty Hogan, along with Lauren Mandel, and special guest, announcer, Hall of Famer, 1989 Women's National Champ Bobo Delaney. Lauren, so I'll let you guys have a nice little chat about that first set.
I mean, that first of all, it was a great first set. Really, really high quality, well played. I mean, Morgan and Sikora were really onto something. They were up 5-3. They had a set point. They had another set point at 5-4. They did a good job with just slowing down the play, using their movement to create opportunities when Burus and Elliott were forced to hit up on volleys and use the blitz and do all the things that they do so well. But at the end of the day, Burus and Elliott toughed it out.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a great set, but I feel like Charlotte, Sikora, and Allison Morgan, they're in it. They're in it. They're feeling good. And it was a tough set to lose, but I think that they got their strategy that they're happy with.
Right, they're not going away.
No.
Game Hannes Sabori, tied 5 games all, second set.
It really just comes down to some mental toughness here. Like everyone's just very deliberate, slowing it down, taking their time, and kind of waiting for someone to, just make a kind of a loose error.
Love.
I do think it's not a bad idea for Morgan to occasionally blitz in.
Yes, I think they have to do something. Yes.
Yeah, on her slow, dipper or off a good lob. Just kind of shake it up a little bit and see what they get. I think she's just waiting for that.
Right. I mean, they're not going to win just by hitting 1,000 balls back. That's not going to be enough.
Right.
15 all.
It's just so much patience on all four players that, it's tough.
I just went outside to check the parking lot, Bobo. This place is rocking here at the cricket club. Really fun environment. Food trucks, beer trucks, everything trucks.
It's a great vibe.
So, Lauren, what did you and Bobo decide? How do you come back from this if you're Morgan Sikora mentally? What are you thinking right now? Bobo, I meant that question for you.
Oh, for me. We were just saying that Morgan is getting a lot of balls in her corner. We were saying that she should dip and blitz a little bit, take a risk here and there, off a lob or off for one of her dipper low balls. They're just being, all four of them are being super patient, and it just comes down to a point or two, and it's just who's got that mental fortitude to last it.
So, Bobo, if people were watching this at home, are they thinking, well, why doesn't someone hit harder? Why don't they? Why is this match so different than the other semifinal? What causes that difference in tempo?
Well, I think that they're playing it on purpose. They want it to be slow, and they want to try to encourage the other team to go for some bait, to take some shots and go hard and play into their hands.
Okay.
There's the blitz.
There
was the blitz. It was a close one.
Call confirmed. It was wide. I see it.
Yeah, and I think in that play right there, Morgan, I mean, what a beautiful move to the ball. I mean, she had a lot of court to hit. There were higher percentage spots for that choice.
Yeah.
And Lauren, to your point yesterday, she just was she was just amazing, rock star, great. And everything she hit, her touch was totally on. Where this is a big moment. They played a hell of a first set there. I thought they were going to win that first set. And, you know, that's got to now you've got to think about that as your shots, you know, as the points go on here in that second set. Now, obviously, this could be their last set of the season if they don't win it. And I think you always build, they have such phenomenal fundamentals, and just give themselves little bigger windows, high percentage shots probably.
Even though we were saying when you were out, even though they lost the first set, they were right there. I think as much as that,
absolutely,
they're playing the match they want against this team, and it just comes down to a couple points. So I don't think they're going to rocket change the style that much. And I agree, like hitting higher percentage shots, but you know these guys have such good hands that when you blitz and you go the high percentage, they're right there and they stuff it right back.
Yeah, I've always thought Macy Elliott in particular, phenomenal job at shutting down the drive from her opposition. And I think that's Lopez and Page do that really well as well. They really have that movement. They close in. You heard a big cheer from the other court. A lot of cheering sections going on out there, Bobo.
That's right.
I think Lynn wanted that overhead.
Yeah.
Great anticipation from Sikora right there. She saw Burus had her paddle where she's going to contact that ball, read the ball going cross court, defended, just didn't want that ball to go into the nick. Great spot off the right hip of Burus there from Allison
Morgan. It was a great
Morgan.
combination, that lob down the line that Morgan pinpoints so well, and then the drive, really well done.
What's the formula to beat Burus and Elliott? We figure it out finally, Lauren. What is it? 8 great saves.
Yeah. And then, we said 8 great saves, and then
and then a phenomenal
drive and a blitz. That was a slightly different variation on the theme.
So the big windup from Macy Elliott. She moved her grip way over,
30, 15.
loaded up with her legs, hit a big roller, forcing the error. Lynn Burris serving. It's It's Macy Elliott in pink.
Good serve.
Phenomenal serve. I mean, Burus can go big on that serve, Bobo.
She's got a big windup. It's an amazing serve. You don't know if you should let it hit the screen or block it.
Oops. Okay, great lob up the middle, caused a lot of confusion, and that's what Sikora, I'm sure, just noted. That's the advantage of lobbing out of that deuce court. You do get an opportunity to throw that ball in between the two players, causing a little bit of a hesitation at times as to who will hit the next ball.
Yeah, the lob placement is huge.
Missed it.
40, 30. Advantage, Hannes Sabori.
A little windy out there, Bobo. Compared to yesterday, what do you think? You were out there with your wind meter, right? The one you show it, you took it out of your coach's bag.
The wind's been swirling for days.
One game to love. Second set.
It's really hard to judge if the lobs are going deep with the wind. And it also affects your paddle when you're serving and hitting overheads and your toss.
And it's hard to hit the lobs.
Hannes Sabori leads 6 games to 5 in the second set.
Wow.
Lopez Page won the first set 6 games to 2.
Super competitive matches here. Women's semifinal action from the Cricket Club. But if you had to pick your favorite Chicago pro, would it be Mike Raleigh?
Could be.
He's gone way up in my book this weekend. We spent a lot of time. The commentators have had a lot of bonding time. Have enjoyed everything that this area has to offer. And then some. All right, so Allison Morgan to serve. Down one love in the second set. As you hear, the other women's semis, Page and Lopez won the first set, but Henderson and Zabori are coming back up in the second set again. I think 6-5. So, Bobo, with you, Morgan Sikora in this match, what overhead are they hitting primarily? What would you say if you had to break down the overheads that they're hitting against Burus and Elliott? What percent would you say are like the off-speed, just dump push types of overheads?
They're hitting like 70% of the kind of reset overhead, letting that ball drop and hitting it soft and deep to the middle to kind of neutralize Burus and Elliott. And it's very effective. Yeah, there, she just pillowed right that down the middle.
Yeah, that ball had a lot of hang time. I'm surprised Burus didn't come hit that thing out of the air and crush it.
And you can see they play off the net, they let the ball drop, and they kind of almost patty cake it back like a volley down the middle.
That's the first backhand we've seen Elliott hit.
Yeah, and I was just thinking that, Lauren, that you know, she had hit a couple of good lobs and gotten Sikora, you know, consecutive shots beyond the service line, and then that opened up her, you know, two-handed backhand. I personally would love to see a little bit more offense from that Elliott backhand or the Burus forehand on a little bit of the up the middle, because I feel like they've not taken away anything tactically from Morgan Sikora yet in this match on their overheads, because they want to use that middle over and over.
15.
Yeah, but they've won 5 games in a row. Burus
Exactly.
and Elliott, so
Exactly. So it's like
hard to argue.
It doesn't matter, right? And that's the thing, you know, they have the lead, and they're such an amazing front-running team, and that's why I thought it was critical for Morgan Sikora to win this first set.
Yeah.
But if any team can come back on the tour, my money's on Allison and Charlotte. They will battle every point.
Right. They're going to be in there till the last point, and but I'm sure they would like to break this string of 5 games that they've lost and get back on the board here in the second set.
40 love.
And it's just a little bit of an uptick with Macy and Lynn's play. Like there's so little separation here, but now we're starting to get that scoreboard separation for real. And it was just Morgan Sikora. They were up 5-3, Lauren, in that first set.
Yeah, 2 set point.
Nothing good has happened for them since then. And it's not that they're losing this match. It's that Burus and Elliott are doing enough to win, really, the key points. Because this has gone back and forth, a ton of deuce games, real competitive match throughout. And it's kind of shocking when you say, okay, Burus, how many games in a row, Lauren? Last 4? Five games in a row, yeah. But when you watch, it's hard to comprehend that they've lost 5 games in a row.
Yeah, they're close games. She had too much time there, Sikora, to line that up.
I like seeing her out of that ad court a little bit. I think that's what we need to see a little bit more of, because you can see Burus and Elliott really at the net seem unfazed by most of what Morgan and Sikora are doing. So I think a switch of the baseline a little bit more frequently, just to get Sikora some looks from that ad corner, could be interesting.
A little far off the net for that.
15.
Yeah, she looked a little straight leg to make that volley work.
Yeah, it's tough to make a drop shot from several feet away like that.
Again, Elliott's used that up the line return effectively in this match. And Lauren, you know, sometimes people don't like it if people drive the ball at the net person. They think that's unfair or whatever. But
30,
I think you've got to do it. You've got to take it at the net player. If you get a serve, that's just kind of sitting up there for you.
Like that.
Great lob. Another great lob.
Game Lopez Page tied 6 games all, second set.
We heard it all together, tiebreaker in the other women's semis in the second set. Wow, what a smooth two-handed backhand, Lauren.
There's another backhand from Elliott. It's nice to see.
One love, Lopez Page.
Bobo, how big a factor out there is the sun? From when you were out there, did you notice it impacting any of the players?
I think it was dead on the one side in their faces. Now it might have moved a little bit since we've been out here so long. But yeah,
they're doing a great job. You can't tell.
They are doing a great job. And the sun can be so difficult.
One off.
Another excellent lob. They're really lobbing well, Burus and Elliott. Burus has hit so many lobs within the last 2 inches of the court.
Bobo, a point like this must be music to your ears to just see the length of these points. I mean, you never had a long point that you didn't love.
That's the nature of the game.
15-40.
Gotta grind it out.
I'm sorry,
I feel
guys.
like
Game,
sometimes
game.
when they're getting their drive that if Burus or Sikora is hitting their drive, that the other person should come in and blitz off of it.
Mm-hmm.
4-1, Hannes DeVore.
I'm with you.
They are definitely playing the patient game on purpose, Burus and Elliott.
That's right. Yeah.
They just want to bypass that drive a lot to keep it going and going and going and going.
Burus Elliott lead 2 games.
They don't want
to
to
love.
risk an error
Second set.
because they know they'll never miss a lob. And then they feel like it's just a matter of time, and they're willing to play a really lengthy point out. So Burus and Elliott striving for a three-peat in the national championships, Bobo. There's a lot of former national champions in this field. We had Flor Hanisch and Anna Zabori have won. Obviously, Liz Cruz actually got injured, didn't play. She was a winner in the. She played with Gabby Nicolescu. Nicolescu played. She's a former national champ here in the field. Cindy Prendergast and Lauren Zink, former national champs in the field. So fun walking down memory lane here. Seeing the great Richie Mayer in from Atlanta. He flew up. I met his daughter and daughter's fiance. So fun to see. You know, Philadelphia just welcomed all these players from so many decades in the sport of platform tennis. Peter Lauer came up from Atlanta, Bobo. Really fun. It's just the camaraderie, the friendships.
Carrie Delmonico.
Carrie Delmonico, you're right. Way to point out KD. Thank you, Lauren.
Well, that's the beauty of the sport, is the camaraderie.
Hannes DeVore. Hannes DeVore. Hannes DeVore.
30-15.
That's Macy Elliott serving up 30-15 in the second set, semifinal action from the Cricket Club.
Hana Sabori.
Forty, 15.
Yep, long. It was long. Tie break and set, Hana Sabori. 7 games to 6, 7-4 in the tie break. Match tied. 1 set apiece.
There's a move from Morgan.
40, 30.
And as you heard, the other women's semifinal between number 2 seed Henderson Zabori against number 3 seed Lopez and Page. Lopez Page won the first set. Hana Zabori just won the second set in a tiebreaker, 7-6. They'll be playing a third.
Game, Burus Elliott. Burus Elliott lead 3 games to love. Second set.
All right, Lauren.
Burus Elliott
What's happened to Morgan Sikora?
7 games to 5.
You know, they just kind of lulled themselves. I feel like, they need to. Well, look. I mean, it's tough to lose a set 7-5 when you're up 5-3. You have 2 set points. They had a couple good looks. I mean, they didn't do anything to lose the set. Burus and Elliott won it, but still, it's hard not to have a little bit of a letdown. And Burus and Elliott, they're recognizing the blitz, a couple times at Morgan's blitz. I mean, she won a good blitz in that game, but the balls have just been too low for her to successfully blitz, and Sikora's missed a few shots, and they just don't have that. They don't have that same look of intensity that they had when they were leading in the first set. Patty, I would like to tell you about Pure Hockey. At Pure Hockey, our mission is to share our passion for hockey and deliver an unmatched shopping experience to inspire a lifelong love for the game and be the trusted partner for players, families, and organizations nationwide. Come visit us at a Pure Hockey store near you.
Lauren, the sponsors are so critical to the successful execution, hosting a monster event like the APTA National Championships, and we're grateful to each and every sponsor.
So what do you think? Do you think that they should change something at this point?
I'm good, yep.
No. I mean, I do want them to mix it up. I want to see Sikora a little bit on the baseline. I feel like Burus and Elliott, beautiful net play today. Throughout, have missed very few shots up at the net.
15.
Feel like big advantage when Burus Elliott are at the net against them. So, I don't know. I'd like to see Sikora get some looks out of the ad court personally. Burus and Elliott are so good. They were the winners of the APTA Cup standings. They split $7,500 in the year-end pool. Page finished third in the pool. Lopez finished fourth in the cup. Henderson Zabori followed. $25,000 were awarded in bonus money to the men and women. Jose Salazar won the men's cup for the APTA, edging Graham McNerney and his partner Regalado this year. And Adam Morgan, we had a 3-way tie for second place. So great run for the cup, and congrats to Jose Salazar and Lynn Bursch and Macy Elliott on winning the cup. You can still sign up for Mixed Nationals. The paddle season really isn't over. There's a couple of events coming up. We've got Mixed Nationals hosted by Anthony Casamano out of the Indian Trail Club in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. Different flighted play thanks to PTIs, and that'll be a great event. Sign up on the APTA website. And I believe there may be space still, not sure, for Team Nationals. First weekend in April, hosted by Chicago's finest, Mike Raleigh, and by out of Exmoor Club, and Greg Morgan hosting it out of Canoe Brook in Summit, New Jersey. Bubba, you
As
played
of
Team Nash,
yesterday-
right?
As of yesterday, Mike said there was space. So
There was space. Yeah, I don't think on the women's side. I think in the men's.
no, in the men's, yes.
Bubba, you played Team Nationals a couple years ago, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a great event. Awesome.
Played
event.
played my team. Bobo's team played my team.
Exactly,
That's
girls.
right. It's a really great event for all different levels, and it's such a team atmosphere. So much, sportsmanship and just cheering your teammates on. It's a great event. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss it this April.
I can't believe it, Bobo. Okay, we'll go on without you. We'll do our best, but it won't be as much fun, Bobo.
I hope to play the Masters mixed doubles.
Oh, nice.
Senior event.
Nice, Bobo. You
At,
go.
Fiddler's Elbow. I think Dave Broderick's running that.
Yeah, he is. Quick shout out, thanks to Neshaminy Creek Brewing, Guilford Brewing, Coca-Cola, and Asher Chocolates. Some other special sponsors for this national championship.
That ball went out without hitting the screen, so Burus and Elliott get the point.
Love 40.
Boba, thank you very much for stopping by. You know, as a Hall of Famer, national champ, I mean, everybody wants to hang out with Bobo Delaney. So we're grateful you hung out with us in the booth for a little bit, Bobo. Maybe we'll talk to you in the finals.
Yes, thank
Good
you
to see
for
you,
having
Bobo.
me.
All right, thanks,
Appreciate
Bobo.
it. All righty.
Game, Burus Elliott. Burus Elliott lead. 4 games to love. Second set.
Well, I had it on this side.
Funny how matches go, Patty. It was in the other match, Lopez and Page won the first set, and it was 4-all in the second set, and we were still in the middle of the first set here. And now it looks like this match will finish first.
It has you serving to start the third set. This side. And would we like a fresh ball, or would we like to make sure that it's bouncing? Because some of them, they've been in my jacket for a while. You want to try another couple of them?
But, Lauren, you just see, Burris and Elliott just went into lockdown in this match. From 3-5 down in the first set. Total turnaround. And we mean lockdown. Refuse to miss. Make sure you get one more ball back, one more ball back, one more ball back. Very little risk to their game. I mean, all 4 players making a huge percentage of their shots. You know, you just talk about separation, and there's just, you know, a few too more, you know, weapons that Burris and Elliott kind of have in their arsenal ultimately. But I think it does come down basically to execution as well right there. You know, Morgan's had some nice looks, was, you know, super solid. You said you got to see some of that match. She just didn't miss anything, you know, and you've got to play a career match to have a shot at taking out Burris and Elliott. They're that good. And that's why they're number 1 in the country and 2-time defending national champs in our sport.
Yeah, and to Morgan and Sikora's credit, they played almost a perfect first set. They could have easily won one of those 2-set points. But once, you know, when you play the top teams, the top players, you have to capitalize on your opportunities, because if you don't, you're not getting any more.
Love 15.
Forty, love.
All.
Missed it.
40-15.
Okay, she's human. I forget sometimes.
It's been a long time since we've seen either Burus or Elliott make a mistake.
Game, Burus Elliott. Burus Elliott lead 5 games to love, second set. Burus Elliott won the first set, 7 games to 5. 15-40.
Corian is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2024-25 season. Corian is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at Corian.com.
Do you know who the president of the Macy Elliott fan club is now?
No.
Rob Mitchell from Toronto, Canada. Loves the action. Loves Macy. Follows every match she plays. Rob's a great, enthusiastic pro. He teaches at the Kingsway Club, brought down 21 kids who competed in the Junior National Championships, and congrats to the 2 Canadian teams in the girls 15, the U15s matchup. It featured 2 teams from Toronto in the finals. So kudos to Rob Mitchell on getting another Junior National Champion. Lauren, who's the last Junior National Champion from Canada? Do you know?
I don't know.
He's playing in the men's semifinals on another court. He plays with a lefty. You want another clue?
I have to be at Mark Powers?
Mark Powers played with Eric Delia.
Okay.
But it's not Mark Powers. That was a trick question.
I'm like, but wait, the last Canadian? Mark Powers
Mike's
Canadian.
No, I know.
You said Mike's Gulak?
Mark, I was messing with you. Mark Parsons, Hall of Famer, going into the Hall of Fame this spring. But
Love 30.
a former Open Nats champ, Junior Nats champ, Canadian Mike Stulak.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say Mike Stulak, but then you said he's
I
playing.
threw you
I
off.
thought you said he's playing now. I'm like, what do you mean? Who? I couldn't think of any Canadians.
Yeah. I was so messing with you and myself right there.
The only reason I said Mark Powers is because he plays with a lefty.
There you go. I was channeling Mark Powers. That's the problem. I'm president of the Mark Powers fan club, so I'm always thinking Mark Powers.
30-15.
This is an incredible performance by Burus and Elliott here.
Yep.
They just have cleaned it up, not making, like, when's the last error they made? Did they have one error in the set?
40.
Yeah, well, Macy made an error in the last game, and we were shocked
Right, that
because
was
we
the
haven't
one-
seen them make a mistake. But they completely turned this match around. Allison Morgan and Charlotte Sikora didn't do anything wrong. They've just been outplayed.
Yeah, that's all there is to it, and that's why they are number 1 in the sport, looking like they are ready to defend their title this afternoon. We have men's semifinal action following, and then the women's finals, followed by the men's finals as our afternoon goes off, goes throughout. We will have a special presentation that will be on a separate stream to honor Lori Hissey, our dear friend who lost a courageous fight, 8-year fight with cancer. And she is the recipient, thankfully she knew it, when she was alive, of the APTA Service Award for someone who's impacted their community in such a marvelous way. And Lori was so dear to every single person. If you knew Lori, you became friends with Lori. Just one a phenomenal woman, great pro, Radley Run Country Club, a force in junior paddle. We will miss Lori. We will honor her soon.
Oof.
Advantage, Hanish Sabori. Burus.
And it's just the depth of these overheads from Elliott and Burus. Over and over and over, just really pinning back Morgan Sikora. Just not really giving them any good looks.
Ladies, time. Advantage, Hannes Sabori.
Some people out there would love to get the dream matchup of tournament number 1 and 2 seeds. And Hannah Sabori, I mean, it would be a phenomenal win for them over Lopez Page if they can pull it out. But Page Lopez, all the talk in the paddle world is about them. Just they formed together, you know, over the summer, decided to play the season, skyrocketed to the top of the women's game. Really fun team to watch, so talented.
Yeah, but Hannah Sabori have taken a 2-love lead in the third set.
See, you see Macy Elliott on top of the net. She's just dialed in, and whatever Allison's doing, Macy's just glued into that spot and just ready to pounce at every opportunity. You know, I think both players of the net with Burus Elliott, they just assume every ball is coming to them. Amazing. Amazing performance, Lauren.
Yeah, great match by all 4 players. Really fun to watch and call that one with you, Patty.
Lauren, thank you so much. Amazing. We will return after this men's semifinal action. Thanks so much for listening. That's a wrap from the women's semifinals.
Nice match, guys. Very nice match.
Want to see how volley can transform training at your club? We've got a great offer for you. Gather 30 of your club friends and you'll get a free 30-day trial of volley. Experience firsthand how volley's trainer can help everyone improve. Increase reps and track your progress, all while training smarter. Don't miss out. Visit getvolley.com and unlock your club's full potential with a 30-day free trial.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
You know you have an account with Philadelphia. A, they're covered properly. You know, the policy is second to none. And B, you're going to have no service issues, whether it's inspections, claims, billing, whatever the problem may be, they're on top of it.
I love working with Philadelphia insurance companies. It's easy doing business with them. They make us look good.
It's a cultural thing with Philadelphia. Everybody is there for you.
All right, how do we stream all of these games?
Well, we engineered a fast, reliable Xfinity internet.
So you never miss a moment while streaming live sports.
Isn't that the best part about working here?
No, it's the uniform.
Actually, Mr. Jalen, I do feel a little self-conscious.
Yeah, and I feel ridiculous.
I mostly feel cold.
Meeting over.
It's fine. Try to make y'all look fresh. They don't get it.
Score the ultimate sports streaming experience with Xfinity Sports and News TV. Save more than $150 a year over YouTube TV.
Total Platform Tennis, the country's leader in court construction and facilities design, is now offering modular warming huts. Here is a sample of what we can provide. For more options and to learn more about this exciting innovation, visit our website at